you guys having a good time so far? Alright, we will see. First of all, I would like to apologize for having two good legs. I did not know. That came as a big surprise to me. And I will say, sometimes my knee hurts. It does. When I do this, sometimes a little too hard, it does ache a little bit. Pudgy was up here saying that he got shot in the head. And I was like, wow, we did not grow up the same at all. I went to private school, so I learned entitlement at a really young age. That's what I did. I have no idea how Pudgy has overcome, but he has, and Kaz, and all these people with much better names than me. I also did not know that. We got a Melly, a Kaz, a Pudgy, and then Paul. I just came all unprepared for this show. I have never been more unprepared for anything. But this is great. We're gonna finish up the year strong. We're gonna laugh. I only have 47 minutes and 15 seconds to go. I've got time to talk to every single person in here. So this will be fun. I did. Anybody travel over Christmas? Anybody do any? A few. All right. I went to go visit family. Just got back 2 days ago, and it was. I only tell you this for one reason. I was flying, and it was just a normal flight until somebody mistook me for Joel Osteen, and. I was not ready for that, you guys. I was just trying to make my connecting flight back to Charlotte, and somebody tapped me on the shoulder and was like, "Are you Joel Osteen?" And I turned around and like 7 people had stopped to see what I was going to say. And I know enough about Joel Osteen to know that if the Lord opens that door for you, you just gotta walk right through that thing, you know? So I named it and claimed it, is what I did. I did. I just took a deep breath and I did what I thought Joel would do, you know, if he were in that situation. I gathered them all in and I led them in a prayer. And then I took up an offering, you know, just laid around right there at the airport. And then I went and got on my private plane, because I did. I'll be honest. I could afford the Fiji water in the airport that day. So that was blessed. Hashtag blessed. That's what I'm saying. It was fantastic. One thing that I try to tell everybody at every show is this: I'm a huge introvert. The introverts are my people. Sometimes I'll even at shows ask by round of applause, you know, to see where the other introverts are in the room, and that's about right. You know, I'm gonna be honest. My people have been home all day. My people are not out on a night like this. I was voted as tribute this year, and so I'm the only one out. It is after 11 o'clock. I don't even know what I'm doing out right now. I've made so many bad decisions lately. This is not good. But I am an introvert. But as a comic and an introvert, I do get to share with all of you, the extroverts, what the introverts have been talking about at our meetings, you know? I don't know if you know, we have meetings, we do. None of us go. None of us, you know, we all cancel at the last minute. We do. and then somebody just sends a group text, and that's, I don't know why we didn't start with that, honestly. I don't. But here's something I will share with, just one thing I'll share with you guys that I think all introverts around the world would agree with, and that is this: as a group, we miss COVID so much. I don't want to make light of anything, but 2020 was one of the best years we've had in a long time. You know, I mean that was the golden age of being an introvert. You know, we will tell our grandkids about that. Is what we'll do. We will. That was our Normandy. You know, we stormed that beach, and then we went home for 3 years. You know, saving lives all the way. So that's what we were doing. That's what we were doing. I will say this, as an introvert, I try to treat everybody the way I would want them to treat me. You know, it's a lot like the golden rule. So it doesn't matter to me if you are the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, you know, or even just a homeless person on the side of the road. Ooh, I am not going to talk to either of you. So, I probably should have led with that. I tried to make that sound a lot more noble than it was, but that is the truth. Some people have asked me, like, what does it feel like to be an introvert? And here's how the best way I can explain it to you extroverts. If you want to know what it's like to be an introvert, go to Dollar General. Because nobody in Dollar General makes eye contact with each other. And the only thought that's going through your head that whole time is, I hope I don't run into anybody I know right now, you know? And that is us 24/7, you know? Don't make eye contact, and I hope I don't run into anybody I know right now. That is what it's like, so there you go, you know it now. I am pretty comfortable being an introvert, except in one area, and that is confrontation. I do not like confrontation at all. I avoid it at all costs, you know? If somebody at work is mad at me for some reason, I would rather go find a new job, you know, than ever have a conversation with them about it. I would. I'll be at the next job interview, and they'll be asking why I left that last job, and I'll just be like, well, I accidentally reheated salmon in the microwave one day. That did not go well at all, and I just need a fresh start. I think that's what I need, just a fresh start. Here's how much I know I don't like confrontation. I was dating a girl in college, and I didn't think things were going well at all. I thought it would be best if we went our own separate ways. So I sat her down and I told her that, and then she looked back at me and said, I don't think so. I did not know that was an option, you know? That had never been an option when the roles were reversed, I know that for sure. But because I don't like confrontation, I just went along with it, you know? And earlier this year, we celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary. I don't know why you're applauding for that. That is a cry for help, you guys. I've been stuck in a hostage situation that I could not get out of for 25 years. I could not be blinking my eyes any more rapidly for help right now. And you guys are just laughing. Get it at all. Some people have heard that, you know, that I've been married that long, and have asked me, like, you know, what is the secret? You know, in my opinion, what's the secret to a happy marriage? And I'm just like, well, it's almost 11:30 on New Year's Eve, and she's 100 miles away from here, so I think things things are going pretty well, honestly. I don't know your secret, but ours is just don't spend time together. You know, that just works for us. Works well. Driving down here from Charlotte on 70. I don't know if you guys get up to Charlotte much, but on 77, as you're headed south towards Columbia, there's a billboard, and it is the most bold billboard I have ever seen in my life. Every time I see it, I just do a double take, and it just says this. It says, "Life is short. Get a divorce." You've seen it! Is this like a happy testimonial? Like, we did it! We did it! We did it! We love it! I wish we'd done it sooner. I don't know. And the lawyer, the female lawyer that's on this billboard could not be like more confident looking. Like, I swear as you drive by, her eyes just follow you. You know? Like she knows something's up, you know? Like she knows. Like I've called my wife and I've been like, "Are we okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, why?" And I was like, "Because that woman does not think we are. I think she thinks I've got something to hide, or you've got something to hide. I don't know." But my wife was on the phone, and I was walking through the kitchen, and she was just talking to somebody, and you would hear a lot of and then all of a sudden she was like, "Well, you know, life is short." And I was like, "Hold on, what? Who are you talking to?" I don't understand this. So if you go to Charlotte, just be prepared. Your marriage is over. That's all I'm saying. Look at these two. Sorry. Are you guys still married? 33 years. Well, good. Congratulations. Congratulations. Did either of you try to break up with the other? Because it didn't work out for me. I have no idea what happened, but it did not work out for me. Another thing that I try to tell people, I like people to feel safe when I'm doing comedy, and so I tell them this. It's really just to switch the subject from divorce, and that is that I've never been arrested. I haven't. With this physique, I am not prison material. So I have to think of consequences. I do. Although I've had friends tell me, "No, you definitely are prison material." I don't really like the way they say that. I don't know why they have to say that with such a big smile on their face. Is what my problem is, you know. I don't like their tone. I think I should have better friends than that. Is what I think. But I haven't. But when I was in 6th grade, a couple friends of mine dared me to steal a candy bar with them from the gas station. High crime in 6th grade, and I'm ashamed to say it, but I went along with it. I did it, and I came running out of that gas station, clutching a package of Werther's Originals. You guys And at that moment, I was like, you know, I'm probably too dumb to be a criminal, you know? Like my friends, they took M&M's and a Reese's peanut butter cup, and I went to the go-to candy of the 80 and over crowd. That was my choice. I don't know if I was just thinking about my Meemaw. I have no idea. That's what I took. You know what the street value of M&M's or Reese's peanut butter cup is on the playground of a 6th grade school? Probably like $1. That's pretty good money. You know what the street value of Werther's Originals is on that same playground? Just ridicule, you know, just a little bit of bullying, really, is all that you'll get out of that. So I have stayed crime-free since then, but I've always been fascinated by crime. And I think one of the reasons is because my parents, when I was young, they let me watch with them a little TV show called Murder, She Wrote. Ooh, we got some Jessica Fletcher heads in the building. All right, I like it. Now, I don't know how many of you have grew up in the age of Murder, She Wrote, but for those of you who are too young, who have never seen it, here's just a quick synopsis. It is a little Mystery of the Week show. It all took place in a tiny little town called Cabot Cove, Maine, you know? Now, I Googled it. Cabot Cove only had a population of 3,400 people. And approximately one person a week was murdered. That is just stats. Those are just police stats. I'm just rattling them off to you. That show lasted for 12 seasons. So 264 out of 3,400 people were brutally murdered in Cabot Cove, Maine. And I don't know why we don't talk about this more. I mean, you forget Chicago or Detroit or Myrtle Beach. Like, Cabot Cove, Maine is the most dangerous city in America. It is. And to top it all off, the police in Cabot Cove did not solve a single one of those crimes. They went 0 for 264. You know, it was a 70-year-old retired author. She's the only one keeping that town together. I have no idea. I have no idea what was happening. But I grew up watching that. I loved that show. And then when we were all kind of locked down during COVID, I started watching a lot of crime documentaries on Netflix. And I don't know if anybody else went down that rabbit hole. But I think I went in a little too hard, too fast, is what I think. I messed up my whole Netflix algorithm, I'll tell you that. I did it. It got to the point I started getting targeted ads on my phone from Lowe's and Home Depot, just to see if I need rope or duct tape. You know, that's a sign that you need a romantic comedy in your life. But the nice thing is, because we were all locked down, they would just bring that to my house for me. You know, that was convenient. You know, that's convenient. So I love that. But what I've learned is from all these crime documentaries is I know I'm not the only one who's been watching them. I can't be. And it's changed how we go out when we're out in public. Everybody is watching people. And we all have our phones waiting for that next viral moment, you know? And it has gotten to the point where you can't even get away with just a little bit of murder anymore, you know, without somebody asking questions. Now, I don't have it in my heart to get away with a lot of murder. I don't. But I might want to keep that door cracked a little, you know? I mean, I get mad sometimes, you know, I do. But here's how I know people are watching what we're doing. My wife and I, we were driving down the interstate late one night, and an animal darted out in front of our car at the very last minute. And I did the best I could to swerve out of the way. I did. But unfortunately, I nicked him, okay? With the middle of the bumper. That's where I got it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know that I could have hit him harder if I had tried. Like, it zigged and I zagged, and we just went one lane over. That's what we did. That's all we did. But the next morning, I woke up and I went to go look at the front of the car, and I saw all the, and my first thought was, ooh, I should take the car to the car wash. I don't want to drive around with this. So I went and got in the line at the car wash. And right before you roll in, there's always that one last car wash attendant that has the scrub brush, you know? And so he starts scrubbing the front of my car, and then he slows down a little bit. And then he just looks at me with that look in his eyes like, ooh, I think I'm erasing evidence here. They did not teach me in orientation what to do when this happens. And because I've seen so many crime documentaries, I know that he is now an accomplice. So I just gave him a thumbs up, you know? I was like, we're in this together now, my friends. It would be in your best interest if we get all of that, you know? Like, really put some elbow grease into that right there. And then I rolled in, and when I came out the other side, he was there waiting. And he knocks on my window, and I rolled it down. And he gave me a knife with dried blood on it and said, "And now you're an accomplice," and just walked off. And that's when I realized, man, crime is not for me. That escalated way too quickly. I'm still driving around with a knife in my car that I don't know what to do with. So, crime is not for me. Something else that I found out at my age that's not for me is drugs. I had never done drugs. I don't even know where to go to buy drugs. And I'm going to tell you this: at the end of every show, there is somebody willing to help me. You know, it happens, and I appreciate the support. I do. I'm just going to say this: at my age, I don't think I'd be very good at it. I don't know. I'm not good at the metric system. You know, so. Like if somebody wants to tell me how many inches of drugs I should buy, like maybe we'll talk. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk. But right now, somebody will say something about a gram. To be honest, that doesn't sound like much to me at all. You know, I don't know if it would be in my best interest if I just go all in with a kilo to start. You know, that's like the next time I'm at Costco, just get a pallet and fill that thing up. That feels substantial to me. You know, I don't know. Also, I don't know how much drugs cost. So somebody's gonna find that out and take advantage of me and just rip me off. And I no longer carry cash. So I'm going to have to write you a check. And then I'm going to have to ask you, please don't try to cash that before Wednesday. This New Year's weekend's been rough, and it's not going to go through right now. And then when it comes time to actually take the drugs, I feel like I'm just going to embarrass myself. I'm going to do something wrong. I know. Like I'll see people at a nice restaurant. They have a nice bottle of wine, and they've paired that with a delicious meal. And I don't know what type of fish goes best with crack. Although at a couple shows, somebody has yelled out tilapia. So, I didn't know that, but maybe that's common knowledge. I don't know. But now, if I'm at a restaurant and I see somebody at that next table ordering tilapia, just assume they're a crackhead. You know, I have no idea what else to think about that. Guys, I tell you that about my life so far, this kind of little synopsis of who I am, really to be able to tell you this. And it's something my friends have told me for years, so I'm cool with it. But that is that I am not a lot of fun to hang out with. That is a true statement. Man, I'm glad that I'm married, because I am not a catch or a snack or thick with 2 C's. I don't know what people are saying these days. Those are Those are words I've heard on TV, you know? I mean, not Murder, She Wrote. Jessica's not talking like that, but other shows, you know? I'm more like the human equivalent to Benadryl. Just like, you know, just like safe to use, you know? But some of you will probably get a little drowsy, you know? That's just happens. It just happens. You guys doing okay so far? You guys doing okay? It's a little warm. It's a little warm for a room with 8 ceiling fans. A single one of them on. We're gonna turn these on. No, let's just hang decorations. If this reminds anyone of high school, I don't know what to say. We're gonna wind down here in a second. Let me tell you guys a couple more stories. And after hearing so far about my life, this really shouldn't surprise anybody. But just a couple months ago, I went to Waffle House for the very first time. Say that to brag. I don't think my parents were rich as I was growing up. I do think we had IHOP money though. I do. So I don't know if that puts us in a different tax bracket or not. But I just know that we never found ourselves in a new city at 2 a.m. looking for food, you know. My mama always found a Shoney's before it closed. That's how I grew up. But a comic and I were driving through the night to get back to Charlotte, and at like 3:30 in the morning, he's like, you want to stop at Waffle House? And I was like, man, that sounds like fun. I was ill prepared for the experience. There's no other way to say it, you know? There's no. The first thing I saw when we walked in the Waffle House was a motivational poster on the wall that said, "Dream big." And my first thought was, wow, look at them encouraging their patrons to reach for the stars, you know? That's so cool. And then when we left that Waffle House, I was like, I don't think they've seen a dream in 50 years. I think there might be a hole where a head went through under that poster. That seems like 100% more likely than a dream being fulfilled. There's a blood stain that they could not get off the wall, and they just put a poster on top of it. You know? They did. So we sat down, and our waitress comes and takes our drink orders, and we just ordered 2 waters. It's very simple. And she brought us back 2 sweet teas. Now, I just told you guys that I have never done drugs. I am willing to bet that she had. And just her slurred speech and darting eyes, I would say it was quite recently. You know, it was really recently. So I asked her if she likes tilapia. And then she said it was her favorite fish. So my theory holds, you guys. Now, I just wanted 1 waffle for the experience. So I ordered up a waffle, and then she brought me back a grilled cheese sandwich. And just as politely as I could, I said, no ma'am, I would really love a waffle. You know, so I sent that grilled cheese back to the kitchen. You know, I just placed it right back into the kitchen for her. It was right there. I wasn't sure she could find it, so I just cut out the middleman. And 30 minutes goes by, and still no waffle. So finally, I looked at my friend and I was like, Am I supposed to go back there and make it myself? Like, I have never been to a Waffle House, but I I have been to a Hampton Inn, so I know how to make a waffle. You know, I can stand in line with a cup of batter just like anybody else. It's 2.5 minutes, that's all I need. I have no idea what's taking so long. So finally, after an hour, she comes back to our table and asks if we would like anything else or if we were ready for our check. And I was like, well, I don't think I'm getting that waffle, you know? So we just took those 2 sweet teas we had ordered. And then as discreetly as I could, I took that Dream Big poster off the wall. I was like, they're not going to need that here anymore. That was just that was my decision. And then we got back in the car and drove down, kept getting on the interstate, kept driving until about 6:15, and then we pulled off at a Hampton Inn, and we made a couple waffles. So that was